TII recently released some really cool new models with a pretty cool new architecture that they use, which is like a hybrid architecture. And they called these models H1. Now, I personally have been playing around with them a bit lately. And yeah, I just in this video want to basically show you how to host these models because I had a bit of trouble myself. So in this quick guide, I will show you how to host, how you can run and host the new H1 models on your locally on your laptop, basically any laptop that you can think of. They're really, really efficient. And then I'll show you how to also run them on the cloud. And then lastly, I will also show you how to connect both of them so that you can actually use it in your applications. So yeah, let's start. Now, one thing that I do really need to note before we start is please use the GGUF models, okay? So when you look at the models, you will see some normal ones and then GGUF, okay? Now, this is basically, you can think of like a bit of a different format. And with this, you can actually use LAMA.CPP as a server, okay? You will also see one other thing. You will see here H1 base and then H1 instruct. So what is the difference here? Basically, you can think of as a base model as just a model that is trained on a lot of text data, okay? So you can think of here as some prompts like the capital of Paris is ... right? Oh, sorry, the capital of France is ... And the model will have to predict what the next most likely word is. So maybe the next most likely word is Paris, which would have, let's say, a possibility of 90%. Okay. So 90% of the time, the capital of France is Paris is the next most probable word. However, maybe, I don't know, like Marrakesh is maybe 10%. So it's just a statistical model at the end of the day, right? And then basically, Instruct models are just fine-tuned extra layers. So if I have here Instruct, instead of having here like the text, the capital of France is ... I would have instead a question. So what is the capital of France? And then the LLM has to basically predict, you can think of as like the next most likely word again, but this time in form of a sentence. So here, this is basically trained on a lot of books and websites and all of that. And this instead is trained on specific prompts that look like this. Okay. So that's the difference between base and instruct. So basically saying, when you look at these models, you'll probably never use the base model and always use the instruct models. But it could be the case that you still want to use the base models on it. And then you can see here, there is 0.5b. This stands for the amount of parameters that the model has, meaning this has 500 million parameters. So the B stands for billion, right? So this has 3 billion parameters and all that. And the more parameters that the model has basically means the more complex it is, and therefore also the more compute power it uses. But it could also mean that the model is therefore also better, right? Meaning that's why we have more parameters, right? But yeah, we're going to look at 0.5b, which is their smallest model, okay? The reason being, it's actually really efficient also on the laptop. And I want to show that right now in a second. Last thing I want to, however, say again is there is GGUF and then there's just a normal, as you can see, normal and GGUF. Now for our use case for hosting it, we will use GGUF. You can think of this as the model is a bit more condensed, you know, this is how you can think of. So it's like a more condensed model, which is easier for you to use. So you take this, you can then here copy basically the URL, not URL, but you know, the name of it. Then you can go to any terminal of your choice. And all then you have to write is llama server, Hugging Face, and then the model you want to use. I'll write here TII UAE, and then Falcon H1 0.5B instruct GGUF. And then I just hit enter, and that's it. Now it will start the server, and you can see main server is listening on this right here. And now this is really just running locally. So I can write here, please, this is a LAMA CPP server. Please do a test prompt. There we go. It gave me a curl statement. And as you can see from the curl statement, it has actually responded well. And here then it asked for a more specific one where it asked the capital of France is ... And it said here as a response, if we click here, the content is Paris. Paris is known for its iconic landmarks. Perfect. So it's working. And as you can see, it's super, super, super quick. So it's very cool to see. Let's try it ourselves too without the AI. So I just like do this and perfect. There we have it. Now I want to also, however, show you quickly how we can also deploy it. Okay. So if we go here on deploy, you can see here the different options we have. We will use Hugging Face inference for this. So you click right here on Hugging Face inference. You select the device that you want. So for instance, you can select your GPU or a CPU if it's not needed. And you can select here, for instance, Ireland if you want that, if you're in the EU. You can put here the level of how protected this endpoint is. Now for testing, we'll just use public because I don't want to deal with any API keys and all of that. So then we have here auto scaling. So after 15 minutes of no activity, I want it basically to turn off again so that it doesn't cost me money. Now here with the configurations, we will use LAMA.cpp. Okay, this is actually only an option for you if you actually have Instruct GGUF. This is why we used the GGUF models to get the LAMA.cpp servers, because the rest is really like just a headache to do. We don't need any environment variables, and then we can just, as a task right here, however, we will write, 1 second, text generation. There it is. Okay, so the task will be text generation, and I will log in and deploy it. There we go. And create endpoint. Okay. So now it will actually generate and initialize this model. And then once it's done, we can actually access it through this link. In the meantime, while it's initializing, let's try to actually go and, oh, it's initialized. That was really quick. Let's put a test. There we go. I write test. It seemed like your question is tests. Perfect. It's actually working already. A lot quicker than I thought. But yeah, so here it's generating text for you already. So if we now try to curl that endpoint that we have right there, we can see here that /health is okay. And I can ask now, with that, let's put this right here. Please do now a completions endpoint check. There we go. And yeah, if we see now right here, and we go here to what is the capital of France, the capital of France is Paris. So it has actually sent it back. Alhamdulillah, that's great. And here we can see here the models. It says here the models, what we have here is Falcon 0.5B. So yeah, it all works. And this is how to basically connect it using endpoints and how to actually then get these endpoints and do something with them. Now, the next steps that you could do, of course, is you could then finally connect it with your applications and then use it through something like Python, for instance, to basically save a lot of money, you know, since this is only 7 cents per hour, right here, 7 cents per hour, you would save a lot of money instead of using the GPT endpoints. But yeah, I will pause this right here and thank you very much for watching. And I hope that you learned something. And yeah, very cool models from Falcon. Very, very efficient. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.